12,000 years ago, a horrific and mysterious event unfolded that left an indelible mark on human history. A hidden war that has been etched into our very DNA. A silent scream from thousands of years past that still echoes today. The question is, what was this war about? What led to such brutality, and who were its victors and victims? Join us as we delve into the depths of this dark chapter in human history and uncover the secrets that have been passed down through generations. Within each of us, a microscopic marvel unfolds. Our DNA, a twisted ladder of genetic code reaching over 2 meters in length if uncoiled, holds the blueprint of life, dictating everything from our eye color to our susceptibility to diseases. These instructions are bundled into 46 chromosomes, half from each parent, with the 23rd pair determining our sex. Females typically receive 2 X chromosomes, while males inherit an X and a Y, making them the genetic odd ones out. In recent years, scientists have uncovered alarming evidence pointing towards a global conflict so brutal it decimated humanity's male population by up to 95%, leaving women outnumbering men 17 to 1. This wasn't a local skirmish, but the first worldwide war, stretching across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, where violence was inescapable. Its impact was so profound that it has left an enduring scar on our genetic makeup. The question is, what exactly happened during this conflict, and how did it shape the course of human history? To unravel this mystery, we must turn to the study of genetics. Our DNA, the molecule of life, carries our genetic information in the form of genes. However, not all genes are created equal. Some genes are located on the mitochondria, tiny powerhouses within our cells, while others reside on our chromosomes. Of particular interest to scientists is the Y chromosome, which plays a crucial role in determining biological sex. Unlike other chromosomes, the Y chromosome only comes in one complete set from our fathers, with no contribution from our mothers. This makes the Y chromosome a powerful tool for tracing our paternal lineage back through time. But recently, scientists have discovered something shocking. By analyzing Y chromosomes from various populations around the world, researchers found evidence of a severe genetic bottleneck roughly 5,000 years ago. This bottleneck, a drastic reduction in genetic diversity, suggests a catastrophic event that wiped out a significant portion of the male population. The implications of this discovery are staggering. Could there have been a global war that claimed the lives of up to 95% of men? What evidence do we have for such a dramatic event? And how does it fit into the broader narrative of human history? As researchers dug deeper into this genetic puzzle, they uncovered more clues that pointed to a grim reality. The severity of the Y chromosome bottleneck suggests that the male population was decimated, leaving only a small fraction of survivors to carry on the genetic legacy. This event, known as the Younger Dryas impact, is believed to have occurred around 12,900 years ago, when large numbers of wild boars, horses, and other herbivores went extinct. Humans adapted by domesticating animals and cultivating crops, giving rise to agriculture and settling down. This shift in lifestyle led to population growth and eventually the emergence of cities. But not everyone embraced this new way of life. Some groups, known as hunter-gatherers, continued to roam the land in search of food, living a more nomadic existence. It was during this time that the Neolithic Revolution took hold, forever changing the course of human history. As humans began to settle down and form communities, competition for resources and power grew. Warfare became commonplace as groups sought to expand their territory and protect their interests. This period saw the emergence of the first states and empires, laying the foundation for modern civilizations. The evidence for this violent past is all around us. Archaeological sites across the globe bear witness to the brutality of ancient warfare. From the Battle of Megiddo to the Siege of Jericho, these sites tell stories of bloodshed and destruction. But it's in the genetic record where we find perhaps the most compelling evidence of this bygone era. Analysis of ancient DNA has revealed a stark reality. Around 5,000 years ago, it was a catastrophic event that decimated the male population, leaving females vastly outnumbered. This wasn't a natural disaster, such as a volcanic eruption or a pandemic. That would have affected both males and females equally. This was a targeted attack, a brutal war that sought to wipe out men. Take, for example, the archaeological site of Talheim, Germany. Here the remains of 34 individuals were discovered, most of them young males. The cause of death? Blunt force trauma, consistent with a massacre. A similar story unfolds at Schlitz, Austria, where 200 individuals were found buried in a mass grave. Among them, 140 were young females and teenagers, suggesting that they had been taken captive. But perhaps the most shocking evidence comes from Herxheim, also in Germany. Here, more than 1,000 victims were found, many of them bearing signs of ritualistic skull splitting. Some skulls were even found with red ochre, a substance often associated with blood. The sheer scale of this carnage is staggering, pointing to an event of unprecedented violence. But why? What could have caused such a brutal purge? One theory points to the Neolithic Revolution itself. As humans settled down and formed communities, they became more reliant on agriculture and livestock. This created a system of wealth and power, with those who controlled the resources holding a significant advantage. It was a departure from the egalitarian hunter-gatherer societies that had come before. Some researchers believe that this shift in power dynamics led to increased warfare and violence as different groups sought to expand their territory and gain control over vital resources. This would explain the sudden and drastic reduction in male population, as men were often the ones who participated in warfare. However, this theory fails to account for the apparent absence of females in some of the mass graves. At places like Talheim, where only males were killed, there is no evidence of any females being present. This suggests that the violence was targeted towards men specifically, but raising the possibility that the war was not just about resources, but also about power and control over women. In a world where women were seen as property, a valuable commodity to be traded or taken as spoils of war, it's not hard to imagine a scenario where men would be willing to go to extreme lengths to dominate their rivals. The thought is chilling, but it offers a possible explanation for the horrifying events of 5,000 years ago. Yet another theory emerges, pointing to the practice of patrilineal clans. In these societies, men were restricted in their movement, confined to the territory of their clan, while women were allowed to move more freely. This created a situation where men were more vulnerable to attack, unable to defend themselves against outsiders. This theory aligns with the genetic evidence, shows that the Y chromosome's bottleneck occurred after the split between the ancestral human population and the lineage leading to modern humans. This suggests that the war or event that caused the bottleneck happened before modern humans migrated out of Africa and mixed with other human populations. Could it be that the violence was the result of clashes between different human species? Perhaps Neanderthals and Denisovans, two ancient human relatives, were driven to extinction by our own species, Homo sapiens. Evidence suggests that interbreeding did occur, but the majority of Neanderthal and Denisovan genes have been purged from our genome, leaving behind only a few % of their DNA. But if so, why did our ancestors resort to such extreme measures? What advantage did they gain by wiping out other human species? The answer may lie in the very nature of our species. Homo sapiens were highly adaptable, capable of quick and complex thought, as well as sophisticated language and cooperation. These traits would have been invaluable in a world where competition for resources was fierce and survival was a daily struggle. It's possible that our ancestors saw other human species as a threat, competition to be eliminated in order to ensure our own survival. The genetic evidence suggests that this war or event was devastating, but it wasn't the end of our story. Life found a way to rebound, slowly but surely. Over the next few thousand years, the male population recovered, although never reaching the same genetic diversity as before. The war, or event, may have been a turning point in human history, but it didn't define our entire story. We adapted, evolved, and persevered, eventually becoming the dominant species on the planet. Today, our average lifespan is triple what it was 5,000 years ago. And while violence hasn't disappeared, it's no longer the everyday reality it once was. In fact, the last 100 years have shown a steady decline in conflicts since the horrors of World War I. We live in a relatively peaceful time, something our ancestors would have never imagined possible. Yet the horrors of 5,000 years ago serve as a reminder of how far we've come. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and our ability to overcome even the darkest of times. But it also raises questions about what drove our ancestors to such extreme measures, and what we can learn from their mistakes. While we may never know the full story of the war that changed human history forever, we can strive to create a better future, one where violence and war are nothing but a distant memory. What do you think triggered this massive war 5,000 years ago? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Extinct Bones for more fascinating tales from the past. Stay tuned for our next adventure.